I'm really starting to think a lot of y'all don't know what the hell falling off means, because y'all get on here and say the craziest shit ever. There's a difference between falling off and not being as relevant as you once was. You'll know a nigga is falling off when they get to that point when they have to start pulling gimmicks because nobody's streaming their music and nobody is talking about them. Just because you specifically don't listen to their music anymore doesn't mean everybody else doesn't as well. And this is where a post like this becomes stupid as hell, because this doesn't even make any type of sense. Saying that all four of these dudes have the biggest fall offs in the music industry is literally crazy, especially Lil Baby. He deadass just dropped an album. If I'm being honest with you, the only one here that is really touching fall off territory is probably Roddy Ricch, and that's mainly because ever since the Antisocial album, his career has literally been plummeting, and he literally just dropped an album like I think a week or two ago and nobody knew about that shit. Okay, I just did some quick research. The album didn't even drop, it got delayed, and this isn't even the first time that it's got delayed. It was originally supposed to drop last summer, got delayed, supposed to drop December 6th, and then got delayed again. It was supposed to drop last week and now it's dropping in April. I'm not gonna lie, at this point we're just gonna have to put him in that territory. I don't know what the hell's going on with Roddy Ricch. Yeah, bro, might have to make a video on that in the future, because that is some crazy ass shit, bro. I've never witnessed a fall off like this before. But anyways, back to these three. You cannot say that Polo G, DaBaby, or Lil Baby fell off, because people still listen to their music. These three still get talked about in the rap game. The only problem that these three have, and it's ironic as hell because they all have the exact same problem, is that they have never learned to switch up their music. The one thing that every rapper should know by now, especially in this generation, is that music is moving so fast these days that you could be at the top one day and the next day just be irrelevant as fuck. And attention spans are so low these days that if they're not getting something new, something fresh every couple of months, they're gonna forget about you. And these three dudes, Polo G, DaBaby, Lil Baby, when they were first coming out, they had the rap game in the palm of their hands. Everything that they were dropping, songs, albums, it was a certified hit. But the problem was that every song started to sound the same after a while. They really just stuck with what they were good at and never really improved on their music. And don't think I'm just talking on my ass. I've seen this debate 1,000 times. Everybody says the exact same thing. Like, let's look at DaBaby real quick, and let's be real. That whole Rolling Loud shit with Tory and him saying whatever he said in the crowd, that really fried his career. I don't know what the hell he thought was gonna happen when he just said a bunch of bullshit up on the stage, but that was already making people not want to listen to his music. But there is this one joke that people love to make about DaBaby, and that joke was that he loved Suge so much that he decided to make it 56 more times, because that's deadass how every song started to sound like Suge but with a different beat. But in DaBaby's defense, let's be real, what more can he really do? Like, do y'all want the nigga to start singing on songs? Because I promise, if he starts singing, y'all really not gonna like his music. I really don't think there's much that DaBaby can do, and it's not his fault, because he's just a one-dimensional type of rapper. He's not Polo G, where he could just rap on one song and then start harmonizing on another. I think DaBaby is just an acquired taste. There's just gonna be people that love hearing Suge 56 times, and then there's gonna be people that don't love hearing it 56 times. And honestly, despite all the stupid antics that he's done in the past, it really hasn't affected him that much. Like, he's still getting some good streams on YouTube and Spotify. The only thing is, he's just not as relevant as he once was, and that's okay. He can just make his music and vibe. As long as he's not doing anything else other than rapping, he should be fine. Now, Polo G is just another story. I think he really just sabotaged himself, to be honest. Now, we all know the Piano G memes at this point, right? We have all heard it before, but I'm gonna be honest with you, as much as his songs did sound the same, they were still pretty fire to me. There was definitely a point in time where I was listening to a lot of Polo G, but I stopped because I started to get bored of his shit. But Die a Legend, The GOAT, Hall of Fame, those are some great ass albums. He was on a good ass streak. The problem with Polo G is that he took his foot off the gas and didn't drop an album for 3 years straight. Now, he probably just wanted a break. He probably had personal things going on, so I don't really know what was happening. But remember what I said at the beginning of the video, as fast as you're on the top, the next day you could be right at the bottom. And when you're Polo G, a guy who gets ridiculed for basically making the same songs over and over again, you cannot come back with the same shit again. In those 3 years you were gone, you had to switch up at least something. Now, I personally did not listen to the album, but from the fans' perspective, it seemed like that shit was some ass. A lot of people was pretty much saying that it was mid. I wasn't even seeing that much people even talking about it. I mean, the album sold from like 24 to 27K, so a lot of people didn't even know this shit even came out. Mind you, his last album sold 100+ K, so that's a huge ass drop off. But also, this is the result of not dropping for 3 years. People just forget about you. And people are also getting older. They're not sitting here expecting the old Polo G. They want something new and fresh. And I honestly don't think Polo G is going to be able to provide that for people. I really think we saw his peak with Hall of Fame, and I don't think that he can get back to that. But Polo G didn't fall off. He pretty much just cooled off, and he's just vibing right now. Now, Lil Baby, I'm going to be 100% honest with y'all. I never seen the hype in this nigga. I can give y'all like 3 songs that I like out of his discography. Anything other than that is just butt cheeks to me. I'm sorry. But I do have to give that nigga his props. He was on a crazy ass run for like 4 years. Songs and albums all over the charts. Nobody could really stop him except himself. And that's exactly what ended up happening. He stopped himself. Now, before Lil Baby dropped his recent album, he was pretty much getting cooked on social media weekly because there were snippets that were coming out. Nobody liked what they were hearing. They were saying that all his songs started to sound the same, which is crazy because I could have told y'all that 4 years ago. The singles that he were dropping in 2024 was not appealing to anybody. Everybody was saying this shit was ass, and that really started putting more pressure on him because now he's getting ready to drop this album. Everybody's waiting to see if this shit's gonna be ass or not, and boy oh boy did that shit come and go. I swear to God, I saw people talking about Wham for like a week, and that was it. They were pretty much having a field day with this album, saying that this shit is ass, that he's getting carried by the features. I listened to a couple of songs myself, and I don't even think the features were doing him justice. But even with say all that, I think it's crazy to say that Lil Baby fell off. I can say that he took a small dip, but I'm also not surprised with people saying this because he's been doing this for 4 years straight, so it's not a surprise that y'all are getting bored by this shit now. I do think he needs to start experimenting now because he said he's dropping another album this year, which is crazy. I'm betting that this album is barely going to be better than Wham, and that's when these conversations are really going to start heating up because you already have an album out that people think is bad. If you continue to just keep dropping mid, then that's when these narratives are just going to keep coming up more and more. And honestly, the only ones that are really under the most pressure is Polo G and Lil Baby, because if I'm being real, niggas just stopped caring about DaBaby years ago, bro. He's just here now. But if both their next project ends up being worse than the one before it, those fall off allegations are only going to get worse for y'all. But in present time, these niggas are not falling off. I need y'all to stop listening to stupid Twitter niggas that don't listen to music. They literally are just not as relevant as they once was because people just don't listen to their music anymore. They just have a strong, solid fan base, and that's what's really keeping them afloat right now. I'm telling you, the moment one of them decides they want to switch it up and make some different music, they'll start popping off again. But do I think that will happen? Hell no. So for the meantime, they're just minding their business, doing what they're doing, and collecting their bread. Simple as that. But let me know how y'all feel about the 3 of them. Even Roddy Ricch, do y'all think all of them fell off? Like, comment, subscribe, and most likely watch out for this 9 Vicious video. I'm waiting for more facts to come out.